But yeah, I should really do that. But yeah, anyways, today we're finishing off chapter 10 about. And yeah, first I want to talk about some things. First things first, I've now joined Blue Sky. It should be in my link tree, which I think should be in my About Me section. I think it should be anyways. Yes, my link tree is in my About Me section. My Blue Sky is in there. It's the same username as on Twitter, so you should see. You can search up. Yeah, I think you can search up either Nutella Poppy or Poppy Nutella, and you can get my thing. I mean, let me check. I haven't actually searched up my own profile. Yeah, so you can search up Nutella Poppy and you'll get it. And then yeah, so you can either search up Nutella Poppy or Poppy Nutella on Blue Sky, and you'll find my account. It's also linked in my link tree. And yeah, Blue Sky has been a better experience than Twitter because right now all the posts I've posted have been like the majority of the posts I've posted on Blue Sky have been streaming related, and I have not had any graphic designer bots in my Blue Sky like DMs. I don't even know how to access oh no, never mind. I was gonna say I don't know how to access Blue Sky DMs, but I actually do. I just never access Blue Sky DMs because most of the time when I'm talking to my friends, it's over Discord or like in like TikTok comments. So, or like sometimes on Twitter, but like rare, but like in like actual on the actual posts, not in DMs. If we're talking in DMs, it's gonna be on Discord. But yeah. Anyways, also I had my theory test today. I fucking failed it by 1 point. There was like one more point I needed to pass, and the thing is, I passed the hazard perception bit, which I know a lot of people struggle with the hazard perception bit, but then I failed but I needed one more point for the actual multiple choice. So yeah. So yeah. Which is very annoying. Very, very annoying. Anyways. Oh yeah, I should probably turn my music a little bit up. It's a bit quiet. There we go. No. Usually I get like kind of like I get notified. I'll get like, I think on my VOD after it's gone through the copyright checks and being like, this song at like this time, and fuck's sake, this song at this time is copyrighted. But I don't know if the copyright allows it on YouTube. Like, was there any need to tell me that? Because if it's allowed, surely just be like, yep, everything's fine. But no, it just is like, no, that's on YouTube. Like, I don't care. Just shut up. I don't care. Anyways, Prosecutor's Gambit. Okay, let's go. We're in the yard. And I think the last time we ended this off, we were talking with Lagarde, Regina, and Frank. So, oh fuck's sake, fuck off. Okay, there we go. Here we are again. Let's hope we can find something this time that will reveal the truth behind it all. And my webcam was being fine before stream. Why is it being a dick now? Although that might be easier said than done. There's nothing left to investigate. Judge Gavel's deduction yesterday. Oh yeah, because we're also talking with the murderer guy. I mean, a lot of people in there are murderers, but you know, whatever. What the fuck is his name? It's the one person whose first name I cannot say. Canis, that's his name. There's another possibility, one you have seemed to have overlooked. The well in the yard. Could a body not have entered the tunnel from there? In summary, the body must have been thrown down the well and moved to the workshop at some point during the show. Tell me, who else could have done that? but Mr. Sane. One of the guards. One of the guards. Like, I'm still convinced that Lagarde is involved in some way. But we just have to prevent. Is this going to be like this for the whole stream? Because I cannot be asked to deal with it. Had Knight's body really been thrown down that well? The answer to the question will surely show us the way forward. But before we begin, I should tidy up my organizer a little bit. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Okay, let's have a look at the evidence. Our evidence first. Let's see here. Huh, there's a cover on it. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking of. There's a grate on it. But looks like the grate can be opened. And that's more like just a lid rather than a normal grate that can't be taken off. So, yeah. I dried up well slap bang in the middle of a prison. Figures it'd be odd. Well, luckily I'm a master lockpicker. Want me to do my stuff? I think not. We'll do this investigation by the book. Come on, don't be such a stick in the mud. It's stick in the mud. Whoa! What is it, Kay? The lock's broken, and from the looks of it, it's been broken for a long time. If that's the case, then anybody could have thrown Knight's body down the well. Maybe if you look at the fingerprints, because Kay wouldn't put any fingerprints on there because she's wearing gloves. So, whose fingerprints are on that lock? Maybe they're tied to the murder. Judge Gavel's theory was that Mr. Saint carried out the murder here in the yard, and then during the performance he threw the body down the well. What are you thinking, Mauserino? Plausible or no? Oh, why don't we see if Missile can help us out again? He'll be able to tell us if Mr. Knight's body was here and which way it went. Good idea. I'll call Detective Gumshoe. Hi up, Gumshoe. Gumshoe speaking. Detective, I need your assistance. Come to the prison yard and bring Missile with you. You bet, sir. Gumshoe's 7 secret weapons to the rescue again, huh? I'm fairly sure Missile belongs to the precinct. I'd also like you to bring one of our witnesses. Call the Very Big Circus and ask Miss Regina Barrett to come down here with you. Yes, sir. I'll be there before you know it. Why couldn't I say her name then? I don't know. So, what shall we do while we're waiting for coming? How about a quick game of hide and go seek? Fun idea, kiddo, but where exactly would we hide? He's not seriously considering it. Your game can wait, Kate. We need to call on one of your more practical skills. I think you know the one. Oh, you bet I do. One crime scene recreation coming right up. Say what now? Let me show you. Introducing a great thief's great secret weapon. Little Thief. And here she is. Here it is, Little Thief. Wow, screams of pain from Fairnay. This is some next level tech, little sis. Wanna talk me through the deeds? What are you doing now? I'm inputting everything we need for the simulation. Allow me to explain. This is Mr. Thief. It's a device that can recreate crime scenes at specific moments in time based on the data you feed it. How about I start us off with a recreation of what the yard looked like yesterday? Good idea. That was when they were in the middle of tearing down the stage. We didn't pay much attention to the well then. Who knows? We may have overlooked something. Leave it to me. I'll use the photo I took. Good idea, actually. Beep, 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 boop. That's all the data. Just gotta pump the projection power to the max and... Dark sides of the evening, when Nova bird dares to take wing, one alone remains all seeking. Now witness the true power of a real modern day Robin Hood. And here's a recreation. What is this? It's a recreation of how things were yesterday, modeled on the data I gave Little Thief. This gadget was a tool used by the original Yatagarazu, but they used it to plan robberies. Well, there's no harm in using it for something on the right side of the law now. Oh, but keep in mind that it can only recreate what you tell it to. It can't simulate things it doesn't have data for, and if the data itself contains mistakes, then you'll wind up with those same mistakes in the recreation too. But this particular recreation is based on case photos, so we shouldn't run into any problems. That's enough preamble. Shall we get started? Yes, we should. Investigation begins. Don't forget you can examine stuff in the recreation just like in real life. You can also present evidence to try and clear up any inconsistencies you find. Of course, thank you for the reminder. Now let's take a look at that well. Okay, let me have a look at the evidence first. So what do we have? We have, of course, our prosecutor's badge. We have the building layout of the prison. We have Knight's body. We have the rubber glove. We have the rope. The pocket chest set that Saint gave Knight. The bloody top in the workshop A. The door sensors. Prison roll call. Mr. Sawitt's bracelet. The dog chest piece. Prison search. Chest diagram. Security camera footage. Security gates. The tunnel prints. The autopsy report. The chisel with the bell on it. And Mr. Kanis's bells. And why? Again, this webcam was doing fine beforehand. I guess we should examine the well first. We should examine this area carefully. It may just hold the clue we need. Okay. It's a metal weight of some kind. It looks like it weighs... The projection makes it a little tricky to read. You remember how heavy it was, Kay? It was 30 pounds. Sure, it was 30 pounds. Okay. What does anyone need such a heavy weight for anyway? It doesn't seem related to the circus show at any rate. Yeah, it doesn't really. The well was behind the stage, which means there aren't many people who could have thrown Knight's body down it during the show. This is looking worse and worse for Mr. Zane. It is, isn't it? What are a bunch of pulleys doing here? They don't seem to be well pulleys for lifting buckets. Yeah. There's a sturdy-looking hemp rope line on the ground. Kind of reminds me of the ropes we used for playing tug-of-war in school. The answer is no, Kay. What? I didn't even say anything. Yeah. I see it also has a metal stake attached at one end. Oh yeah, it looks like something you'd use to pull up a tent. Yeah, maybe. But there was no tent, was there? In which case, what was it used for? So what do you think all the stuff around the well was used for? I could see how weight could maybe possibly be used in a well system and like a pulley system for a well. But I don't know what anything else, any of the other things could be used for. And why is my webcam being so dodgy right now? It was being fine earlier. Yeah, it was being fine earlier. I don't know why it's being dodgy now. I'm just kind of checking Discord stuff right now. But yeah, the pulleys, they literally said it doesn't look like pulleys for a well system, so I don't know what that would be used for. I can't see any of the animals needing them for the part of the performance. Indeed, nothing immediately strikes me as a likely purpose. We'll have to ask Miss Berry later. Okay. And why is my webcam being so silly all of a sudden? Okay, I guess we can maybe investigate the stage. Yeah, this is where the circus stage stood. Do you think people would be interested in a great thieving show? I'm sure the police would be very eager to attend. Yeah, probably the police would want to attend that. Can we go up on the stage? No, we cannot. Which is a shame, really. And then we've got some chairs over here. These chairs must have been used for the audience. Wow, I pity whoever had to put them all away. Really? Why? You've clearly never had to fold up a bunch of boring chairs before, huh? Not personally. I've told other people to do it, though. Come on now, Mr. Edgeworth. You've got to roll up your sleeves and help out once in a while. I'll consider it. Yeah, come on, Edgeworth. Put your weight every once in a while. And here's Eddie just standing around being like, what the fuck is going on? There's the elephant. I think I forgot her name. It was like Arja. What was the name of our trunk cat friend again? Yeah, it was Arja. Arja the Asian elephant. Of course, how could I forget? Not exactly inspired though, is it? Was Miss Berry having an off day when she came up with it? Oh my gosh, Mr. Edgeworth, now in front of the poor elephant herself. Wait, I'll be a minute. Should be a minute, I'm just checking something. Okay, there we go. I suppose that's all about there is to find for now. Detective Gumshoe should be here soon too. Okay, you can power down Mr. Thief now. Sure thing, prepare to return to normality. Come on, Kay. Yeah, we investigated the majority of that. Like, yesterday for them, last week for us. So I came as quick as I could. Here he is, and here's Regina. Speak of the devil. Detective, that was indeed impressively quick. You know me, sir. Never did like to keep you waiting. Thanks for coming all this way too, Regina. No problem. This seemed way more fun than rehearsals, so I ditched them for the day. It's very much appreciated. Alright, Detective, let's get started with Miss Al. Yes, sir. Hey, Miss Al, over here, boy. Is he okay? Is Miss Al okay? What's the matter? Come on, boy, come on. Is he okay? What's wrong with him? Looks like he's scared of something, sir. Oh, he's scared of the fucking prison alligator, yeah. I forgot that there's an alligator in this prison. An alligator! Guess he's not a fan, sir. Oh, I doubt he'll be of much help to us like this. Any other bright ideas, Mauserino? Yeah, actually. Miss Berry, would you mind lending us a hand? Oh, I'd love to. Just tell me what you need. You want me to teach Allie some tricks? I don't doubt she could do it, but we don't need that right now. Nothing quite like that. I'd simply like an account of what the yard looked like during the show. I like where this is going. You're thinking of using Little Thief again, am I right? If you'd be so kind. Okay. So we're getting the account of what? Getting an account of the stuff during the show. Okay, I've plugged in all the data, firing up the simulation. Ooh. Here you go. This is what the yard was like during the show. The time at which the body was purported to have been thrown down the well. Oh, this is so amazing. It's like magic. No magic yet, just sweet, sweet data. Which is why... the area behind the stage is missing. Yeah, Regina said she wasn't involved in getting the stage set up, so don't have any data on what it was like back there. No data, no simulation, huh? Brutal. I'm so sorry, guys. It's all because I let Simeon do everything by himself. Oh, no. It's all my frilly associate's fault. Fuck do you mean? Objection, Fender? Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we've got a fresh simulation now, but we still have the other data too. I can switch back whenever you want. I can switch back whenever you want to. I can switch back whenever you want to the recreation of them taking down the stage, so we can examine the scene both during and after the show, and switch between the two at will. I can switch between recreations by using T to talk with K. Now then, let's continue our investigation, shall we? Okay, begin investigation. Okay, let's just look over stuff. I started forbidden love between a tiger and an elephant. Wish I could have seen it. Wish I could have seen Simeon up there on that stage too. Oh, he was wonderful. The way he flew off that stage. Ah, yeah, that scene. This victory is depicted in a very unique manner, whereby the villain is sent flying from the stage. Having been ejected from the stage in this manner, the villain no longer appears in the performance, and he's saying the crime took place during that time. Roughly how long would you say Mr. Sater was off stage for, Miss Barrett? Let's see, I guess he was around 15 minutes? Just as Judge Gabel said. Isn't it pretty hairy health and safety wise to having an elephant fling a guy off the stage? I don't know, I was just very gentle. I'm not sure it changes much if she flings him gently or roughly. Too gentle, in fact. When we first rehearsed it, she barely nudged him. But by the end, he was fine off that stage. Not because of Arja, though. Simeon had figured out some kind of trick, apparently. Isn't that amazing? A trick? Do you have any idea what kind of trick? Maybe? I don't know. It was Simeon's big thing. I wouldn't know where to start. Okay. Let's still examine the chairs. The chairs are lined up neatly for the show, though we know there were a few empty seats during the performance. Huh, something about this space. The way the seats are arranged reminds me of a karaoke contest I entered as a kid. You went to the karaoke contest? I sure did, and I came in second. Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. Tell me you didn't actually sing that. I sure did. She did well to take second place. Or perhaps stole is more apt. Or is it more that she failed to steal first place? I'm overthinking this. You are. But also that's kind of his forte. So, yeah. Don't say a word, sir. Just know what you're looking for. It's written all over your face. It is. Miss I might be temporarily out of action, but my fishing rod is good to go whenever you need it. We don't need your fishing rod. Just give us the metal detector. Oh, and if you want to give the metal detector a shot, I'll have that too. Yeah. Yeah, we have that. I've never seen him so excited. I'll be sure to let you know if I need either of them, detective. Okay. Let's have a look around, a further look around. So you have a fender over here, watching over the alligator. And why the fuck is there apples in there? We never saw apples before. Huh, the basket was empty in the other recreation, yeah. Oh yeah, but it was definitely empty in the photo I took too. Oops, sorry, I made a mistake when I was filling you in earlier. Oh? That basket is for holding Arch's food, but on the morning of the shot, all the apples were in all the apples that were in it had vanished. Poof. I totally forgot to mention it. Sorry. Disappearing apples? I should make a note of this. And then we've got Arch's cage. It's the pen that held Archer, the Asian elephant. Now empty as the lady herself is on stage. I wonder how they got her in here in the first place. What do you mean? Well, the entrance to the yard is people-sized. And there's like a gazillion megawatts pumping through that fence. Kind of risky, no? No if one turned off the electricity. Yeah, but then all the prisoners would escape through an entrance blocked by an elephant. I think not. This is a real puzzler, alright? I need to give it some more thought. She seems to be enjoying the challenge. I'll leave her to it. Yeah, okay. I think more Ace Attorney characters just need Edge's power of logic. Speaking of logic mode. Maybe his big moment involved the apples? Okay, no. That doesn't add up. Okay, no. Let's think again. Oh wait, his big moment and the items around the well. Maybe those were involved. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Maybe he made a pulley for himself rather than for whatever the fuck was in the well. The trick Mr. Saint performed for his big scene. Could it have something to do with all the items we found by the well? Maybe. Can I like have another look at the equipment around the well from yesterday? Can you have Mr. Thief bring up the recreation from when they were tearing down the stage? You got it. Okay. Taking another look at those items. Could they not have been used for this trick for Mr. Saints'? What? Or Mr. Saints'? Sounds plausible enough. Hey, I could maybe add it to the simulation. Good idea. Please go and ask Mr. Saint for the details. Roger that. I'll be right back. Okay, she's gonna run all the way to the detention center. I'm back and he told me exactly how he did it. Excellent. Well, how does it work? He said he used a pulley at the top of the well to suspend a heavy weight from a rope and lower that down into the well. The other end of the rope went through 2 more pulleys and was tied around his body. I see, so he used the downward pull of the weight to help him launch himself into the air. But how did he make sure the weight only dropped when he wanted it to? He used a stake to stop it. That's how. Miss Berry didn't seem to know anything about the trick or the contraption he built for it. In which case, I suppose it must have been Mr. Saint himself who pulled out the stake. That's right, and to do that he used a second length of rope. He tied it to the stake and then, when he gave it a sharp tug, it came out and, flung him about. The stake was released and the weight dropped down the well. It's a great trick, I have to steal it. This one has to go in the Great Thief's repertoire. It may not be quite that easy. These kinds of circus tricks can require years of practice to master. Simply stealing the idea won't be enough. Alright, practice it is then. Well, before you run away to do so, would you mind updating the simulation? Oh, right. And we can see how it all works for ourselves. Okay, I'm switching back to the recreation of the performance. Okay. And now, to edit in the data, Little Thief should be able to reproduce the trick now. Okay, come on, Little Thief. Do your magic. Have I already been streaming for 30 minutes? Crazy. So this is how Mr. Saint performed this trick. Simeon's full of surprises, I mean, dropping a weight down a well to help him fly off the stage like that, that's genius. Indeed, but I imagine he would have needed quite a lot of weight, more than him at the very least. It would have taken some serious pull to lift him into the air like that. Yeah, and probably a ton of practice. Not that. Logic. Fair kind of weight and pulling force. Oh wait, doesn't this seem odd to you? No? You ever noticed this, detective? There's something strange about the weight we found. How heavy it is. The one weight on its own wouldn't be heavy enough, yeah. A single 30-pound weight couldn't have lifted Mr. Saint off the ground. Yeah, because someone that's under 30 pounds would be, like, very... What's the word I'm looking for? Concerning. Oh yeah. In which case, could there perhaps be some weights missing? Sounds like a good job from my 7 secret weapons, sir. Should the need to use them arise, I suppose I should speak from them, then. Wait, wouldn't we need... insufficient weight and metal detector? The metal detector to find this insufficient weight, maybe? Yeah. Okay. Detective, I have need for one of your secret weapons! Yippee! Roger that. The metal detector, if you would be so kind. Oh geez, I'm not going to get to use my fishing rod. Use it to go fishing. We don't need your fishing rod at the moment. So before we get started, let me run you through how the metal detector works, sir. It's simple enough. It uses this sound. Okay. And this gauge to tell you how close you are to something made of metal. The closer you get, the more strongly it will react. When it starts going wild like this, just give me the order to examine the spot where I'm standing. Say, what do we got here? Oh, defense. Anyway, that's how it all works. You tell me where you want me to look, and I'll get right on it. Oh, a hydraulic gumshoe! Yippee! Oh, there was around here. Oh wait, that just makes the fence go crazy. Anyway, is there something down there? Around here? That makes sense for being made of metal. Around here? Look closer, there's something metallic nearby. Okay. It's around here. Sir, I found something. There's something here, sir. I don't see anything metallic. What did the detector pick up? I guess it must have just picked up some iron sand. Iron sand? As in sand you can pick up with a magnet? That's the stuff you can find it at the beach sometimes. And I got just the thing we need right here. Introducing secret weapon number 6 or 7. Are you making this up as you go along? A seemingly ordinary magnet I found at the hardware store. Watch this, I just bring it close to the ground and tonight it's picking up the iron. Here, come on, little guys, come to Papa. It must be nice to be so easily entertained. I mean, he needs to be easily entertained. You don't pay him enough to have other forms of entertainment. Regardless, the investigation must continue. Alright, let's get back to it. Okay. I mean, we started go crazy all around here. My file's just the fence. So, I'm picking up something over here. Let's take a little look-see. Huh? And why is my webcam gone off? There we go. And I love how you can just see the corner of my screen right here. I'm gonna move that slightly up like that. There we go. Found these little guys in the grass. They're the same as the weight we found by the well. They must be from Mr. Saint's trick. Did someone hide these here on purpose? I count 4 altogether, sir. So that would be 4. Well, there's 5 altogether. So that would be, what's 5 times 30? 150. That would be more than heavy enough to send him flying. So somebody hid several of the same weights as the one by the well. But why? And why over here? Yeah, nice work, me. Oh, that was Ali. Alligator. I think that gave me a heart attack. Huh? What's the matter, detective? It's a metal detector, sir. It's reacting to the alligator. What? How? You sure it's not responding to the weights we just found? No, sir, I'm pretty sure this is something different. And I'm sure it's coming from the alligator. And she's gone. What, okay? What are you laughing at? Ha! We scared that big snapper good. I don't think that's it, Kay. And then what is it? Allie hasn't been herself lately. That's the name. Allie, the warden's favorite pet. She wouldn't even look at the food warden the guard brought her yesterday. She was acting as if, I don't know, as if she'd maybe eaten something that didn't agree with her. Did someone force feed her like a weight or something? But then a weight looks too big for an alligator to eat whole, and you certainly can't, bite down and break a weight. Maybe the metal detector was responding to whatever she ate, sir. Oh no, what if she ate one of the weights? I highly doubt that even an alligator could swallow a 30-pound lump of iron. So what did the metal detector actually pick up? And why would someone hide those weights? Perhaps I missed something when I looked at the equipment by the well. Okay, could you please recreate the scene again? Coming right up. Okay. We'll have to look at the stuff by the well because that's where the original weight was. One of my favorite things in this game, and I said this last week, is when, and I think I said this when we were playing, I can't remember which one it was, but it was the one that took place in the past in the first game, where we were playing as Edward during his very first, the first case he worked on with a younger Francisca, and I just love how there'll be just one person just following you around. It's so silly, I love it. Plus you can get you can more easily see what their models look like from all angles pretty much, which I find is cute. You would not be able to see for example Kay's bag or what her hair looks like from behind. So yeah, without it being like that, kind of cute. I don't want to go into evidence, I want to examine it. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Okay, let's deduce. Could this be related to the evidence somehow? Mr. Saint's trip. Think about the two recreations, the one during the performance and the one we're looking at now. There's a major difference between the two, namely that one of the ropes is missing. Oh yeah, Mr. Saint's trick wouldn't work with only the items we see before us. And so what happened? Where did the missing rope go? I think one of the pieces of evidence we collected might tell us exactly that. Really? What shows us where the missing rope went? Let's see. Oh, literally right there.
Take that!
That's gonna tell us where the rope went, sir? Indeed. Yeah. Okay, so where did it go? It was used in Mr. Knight's body. It's literally there, you can see in the photo. So why are you quiet for sudden? That wasn't the answer. But it was right though. We definitely saw a rope somewhere. Yeah, I kind of remember seeing one too. Alright, Mr. Jeff, do you have to present the rope we already have?
Take that!
And then Mr. Knight's body? Because you can clearly see in that photo where the knight went. Not the knight, where the rope went. This rope was found beside Knight's body. Wait, you mean? Yeah, it must have been the other rope used in Mr. Saint's trick. So saying, yeah, this rope did indeed have a weight attached to it. Ooh, but it wasn't any of the iron weights we found. It was Mr. Knight's body. Where was my webcam having a moment there? Those were hidden in the bushes and replaced with something else. What was it, Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, I'm dying here. Think about what the rope we found in the workshop was related to. Do that and you'll soon figure out the answer. The weight dropped down the well in place of the iron weights was Mr. Knight's body. It can only have been Mr. Knight's body that was dropped down the well. What Mr. Knight's body was the weight? Yeah, somebody first swapped out the weights used for Mr. Saint's trick. Then Mr. Saint used a contraption to make his exit from the stage. When he let the rope around his body loose, both the rope and Knight's body fell to the bottom of the well. That rope was never used to restrain Knight. It was used to suspend his body halfway down the well. From this we can easily see why most of the weights were hidden, to make sure nobody found out about the trick thing. So that no one would realise they'd been replaced with the body. Precisely, we can then further deduce that they were hidden by the killer. Do you know what I have been thinking of doing? Let me grab my game capture. Hiding my game capture, moving my game capture like that. Maybe if I shrink it down a little bit more. Like using it like that. But then I feel like that's too small, so maybe move it over like that. Because I want to hide. Maybe if I move it down like there, and then not that. I'll keep that like that for now. And maybe okay, maybe not expand my webcam. Like move my webcam. Alright, let me grab that. Move it across like that. And then move my thing like that. But then Emma wouldn't make sense here. I should really mess around with my thing. With my with how my stream looks. I'm gonna just slightly make my webcam smaller again. That's how it was basically before. So yeah. We can then further deduce that they were hidden by the killer. Was it a gang? Wasn't poor old Bronco stabbed in the neck? Wouldn't there be blood everywhere, including down the well? Oh, the killer thought of that, which is why they used this. What did the killer use to stop Knight's blood from going everywhere? That would be the bloody top, maybe? This top was found with the body. I think it's likely that Knight's corpse was wrapped in it. Yeah. Ooh, another piece of the puzzle falls in place. It's all coming together now. How do people become lawyers and shit without basic logic? And yeah, how do people become lawyers without basic logic? I don't fucking know. And fuck's sake, my webcam is being a dickhead. But all we're doing is proving that the body did go down the well, which means we're helping to prove that Simeon was the killer. No, not quite. But what about what Judge Gavelle said yesterday? But if Mr. Saint truly is the killer, why would he need to go to such lengths to commit his crime? That's true. Knight's body fell down the well when Mr. Saint used his contraption during the show. Therefore, it reveals nothing about where the real killer actually was or what they were doing at the time. It's only designed to throw suspicion onto those who were not at the show. Yeah, I guess we did suspect Mr. Kanis right away, huh? That was the killer's goal, to make us think that the crime took place during the show. Then the Welser used a well contraption to construct an alibi. Miss Berry, when exactly did Mr. Saint put his contraption together? It would have been the day before the show, the night before actually. Yeah, we started getting ready for the show around 9 PM. And I think we finished at around midnight. In which case, the killer must have switched the weights out for the body after that point. Okay, so we have like a lot more of an alibi now. Not an alibi, but like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, less of a reason to suspect Simeon, I'm guessing? No, that's not the way I want to explain it, but that's like the best way I can explain it at the moment. Okay. Did Kanis know about this contraption? I don't know. Because there's people on the inside and on the outside. So, maybe? Even if he did, he wouldn't have been able to do much with it. Yeah, even with his dog, he wouldn't be able to do much with it at all. And I highly doubt that he taught his dog to suspend bodies halfway down wells. Which means Kanis isn't the killer. Oh wait, my be real. Did I not take my be real earlier? I just got a notification. Don't lose your streak. And I don't want to lose my streak. Oh, I haven't taken my be real. Be real, be real. I love taking be reals. And I just want to get to like 100 days of be reals. And so far I'm on 14 days. So 2 weeks. And that's like probably one of the highest amount of days I have been able to do be reals for. So yeah. Okay, that can upload while we're cheating and trying. Oh fuck's sake, why does my webcam love being turned off? I don't know, it just hates me. Let's have a look. We have these. So we have Archer the elephant, disappearing apples, and body used as a weight. Maybe we can connect Archer and disappearing apples. Maybe Archer just ate all of her apples. Because her apples were literally right next to her cage. The apples in the basket were likely eaten by Archer. Really? That's strange. I made sure to put the cart where her trunk couldn't reach them. Are you sure about that? Oh yeah, it was still full of apples the night before the show. Then we must consider the possibility that the car was moved to somewhere within Archer's reach. A large basket full of apples could have been moved by the wind, which likely means somebody moved it for a reason. So before the show had even started, the cart had been moved and its apples eaten. Yeah, that seems to be the most probable timeline. Let's update the recreation key. Will do, I'll add that into the simulation of the performance then. Let me just change back to that recreation first. Updating based on what Regina told us now. Okay. Yeah, all done. Okay. Let's see. Basket of apples. Maybe somebody moved the body to the well using the basket. Woo! The basket was moved the night before the circus performance, and the news that the weights were switched out for the body at around the same time. Had to chalk that up to coincidence, huh? And the next question we should be asking is, why was the cart moved? To move the body. I think I can hazard a guess. The cart would have been blocking the door. Oh, which can only mean that somebody needed to open it. Now let's see what's... It's locked. Oh, right, it's locked. Let me ask a guard for help. Hey, Mr. Guard. Yes, miss? What can I do for you? That was fast. God, where's the key for this door? Maybe Lagarde? Only Lagarde has it? Oh, the warden keeps hold of that. Oh. Yeah, I want this right. I'll go ask her for it. Okay. He's off to get Lagarde. Warden Lagarde is the only one with the key to the power room. I mean, I guess that makes a little bit of sense, but I don't know. We'll have to hear it from her. Meaning if somebody did open the door, they would have had to get it from her somehow. Oh, it was her. Thanks for the help. Maybe it was her. Okay, let's see. Look at all these breakers. They must control electricity for the whole prison. So thinking somebody got in here the night before the show. But what were they trying to do? Well, then they came by in here. I doubt they came by here by mistake thinking it was a break room. They must have come to tamper with the switches. Yeah. Did they turn off the power or something? Come to think of it, wasn't there something that lost power? What? Well, my lost power had a breaker been flipped. What have we got? The sensors? Or like the security gates?
Take that!
Ah yes, if this is about that would be in serious trouble. How'd that work exactly? Oh fuck! Wait, let me move my webcam. Why is this being silly now? Don't let your preconceptions hold you back here. You need to think outside the box. Should I just take my webcam? I feel like I should take my webcam. I should just unplug my webcam and go webcamless. Because this is a fucking joke. But so kind of embarrassed. And that's the key to coming up with ideas you'd never imagined otherwise. Nice try, Mr. Edgeworth, but this one's a little too far out of the box. Oh shit, yeah, videos of the week. That is videos of the week for this week is a brief analysis of PT Silent Hills by Loveless. I've watched too many PT Silent Hills related video essays. I should really take my phone off charge in a minute. It's on 95%. Okay. That wasn't the answer. Electrical devices disconnected to this board will lose power if their breaker was flipped. Breaker was flipped. Wasn't one of our pieces of evidence affected in just that way? Or might have lost power if it had a breaker been flipped. The security camera.
Take that!
Maybe that lost power. And I need to take my phone. I'm gonna take my phone off charge now. There was a 3-hour gap in the security camera footage. I need to unplug my charger. Oh yeah, there was. So somebody flipped the breaker it was connected to. Yes, they did. There we go. And why is my webcam being so dodgy? It seems very likely. Do you think it was the killer? It's true that shutting off the cameras would have made things easier for them. It would. Which means the killer would have to be someone who had access to the breakers. And it seems that only one person has the key. It could it? The guard? The guard. Just as I had been predicting. Yippee. Okay. Oh fuck. Okay. Maybe like that. Because I don't want it to look at my monitor. Have my monitor in frame. Okay, is that fine? I think that'll be fine. I mean, I look short in this frame, but I'm short anyways. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter too much. Alright, little thief. Your work here is done. Okay, we're done with little thief. Investigation complete. Yippee! Our fingers have gone up. Oh, here's Eustace and Verity. First on the scene, the yellow bird wins the worm. Good morning, Mr. Winner. How'd you get here before me? Good morning, Mr. Edgeworth. I see you've made an early start. I see you've made a late one, Judge Cavell. This is not my only case. I'm a very busy woman. Not all of us enjoy the freedom of a prosecutor relieved of his only current responsibility. She's basically calling you a loser. Oh, I do apologize. I meant, of course, an associate attorney. Associate? More like asinine. Is that reference to Asinine Attorney, the core Apologistis trilogy case? Well, technically, I think from what I've heard, Asinine Attorney was just like a series of like shorter cases, and they were like a pre-order bonus, and apparently pre-order bonuses can't be like re-released, like in Japan, can't be like a part of releases, and so when Asinine Attorney is only included in the original Japanese. I think it was on the DS version. Was DS the version for Spirit Justice? Maybe? Probably. When was... Because I think Asinine Attorney was in Spirit Justice. When was Spirit Justice originally released? I think it was on the DS. Initial release date, 9th of June 2016, and yeah, it was originally released on the 3DS, which makes sense because at that time, so basically, the very first Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney was released on the Game Boy Advance in 2001, and then I think Justice for All and Trials and Tribulations were also originally released on the GBA as well. And then I think after Trials and Tribulations had released, and when they were releasing Apollo Justice, and I think when they were releasing or like planning to release or like joint development of Apollo Justice, the GBA was like not becoming like a defunct console by any means, because like people were still playing on the GBA, I assume, but just like it's just like how now Nintendo games aren't released on the DS, and how like games aren't released now on the Xbox 360. It's just like the GBA was just becoming an outdated console at that time. Like it probably wasn't selling as well as it originally like had been when it first released, or like in its like kind of prime. And you know, at the time there was much better technology. Oh yeah, in 5 minutes, by the way. There's, you know, much better technology. You know, the DS, the Xbox 360, I assume. PCs were becoming a whole lot more like advanced than they had been. I don't know whether was the PS3 released at that time. I think so. So PS3 was becoming more popular. Of course, the Apollo Justice games. So Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies, and Spirit Justice. Those were only initially released on the DS consoles. So DS, 2DS. No, well, Spirit Justice only released on the 3DS. And I'm just rambling about gaming consoles. But it's related to Ace Attorney, so it's fine. And then I think Investigations was only originally released on the DS as well. I think most Ace Attorney games were originally released on the DS. All the games except the initial three, like the big three, the initial three, other than like the initial three games. I'm trying to start my webcam, by the way, which just led to me rambling about the DS. I think every Ace Attorney game, other than Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Yeah, other than Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All, not Spirit Justice, Justice for All, and Trials and Tribulations. Let me say that again. Other than Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All, and Trials and Tribulations, every Ace Attorney game was originally released on a version of the DS, whether that be the original DS or the 3DS. And then eventually over the years, everything has just been ported to different consoles. Like now, like for example, there was the original Phoenix Wright trilogy in 2012 that I believe would have been released for the DS, because again, DS was the biggest, like, was the most popular console, well, one of the most popular consoles at the time. And now every Ace Attorney game other than Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright has been ported to Steam, Switch, DS. What other games has it been ported to? iOS, Android, I think? Let me look. I'll just look at Phoenix Wright Trilogy. The updated version. Phoenix Wright Trilogy 2019 release. Because 2019 was like the port of the Phoenix Wright Trilogy. What did it release in? I'm looking at Fandom Wiki for reference, and oh my god, stream lagged for a second there. Yeah, stream's not like Chrome. Okay, so it released. Oh, it originally released in 2014. I thought it released in 2012. The first release of the Wright Trilogy. Okay, it got released in 2019. It got released worldwide on Switch, PS4, Steam, and Xbox One. And then in 2022, it got released on iOS and Android. So yeah, I really like that a lot of companies are like doing like remakes now, because a lot of early games have been like have become inaccessible due to just the updating of technology. Like for example, Konami just put out the Silent Hill. I think it's Silent Hill 2? Is it Silent Hill 2? Yeah, the Silent Hill 2 remake. And it's starting soon. And the Silent Hill 2, I think, was only originally released on one of the PlayStations. I think PS2. Originally PS2 and maybe Windows? I'm not sure. Maybe Windows and one of the maybe PS2 or PS3. And now the remake is now on like Steam and PS5. I think it would have been updated to a PlayStation version, surely, and a lot of other places as well. I really like that, because then it's like, oh, like games from popular franchises such as Ace Attorney, such as Silent Hill, such as Resident Evil, for example, another Capcom, another popular Capcom franchise, has been has like gained a whole new audience. I think that's like a good way to kind of revive an old series, just like make it more accessible basically, instead of making a new game. Like, I know that there was the recent announcement, well, not so recent, but like a few years ago, it was like a year or two ago, with Silent Hill F. Because surprise, surprise, I keep up with Silent Hill news, kind of. The last time I was properly like keeping up with Silent Hill news was 2 years ago, when they were like when they announced Silent Hill F and the Silent Hill 2 remake. And I haven't really kept up with it properly since then. It's more of just like every so often I'll be like, oh, how's the development of Silent Hill F, or like what's going on in the Silent Hill world, or like I'll get a notification from Super Horror Bro being like, oh, he's playing the Silent Hill 2 remake. Like, I literally got that notification from him like last week or the week before that he played the Silent Hill 2, that like he was like sponsored by Konami and was playing the Silent Hill 2 remake, and I didn't even know that the Silent Hill 2 remake released. So yeah. Because I think let's move it back to Ace Attorney. I think if like the Ace Attorney games had, you know, stayed on the Game Boy Advance and the DS, not only would less people understand who a lot of the characters were, because a lot of people who grew up with the DS, like myself, might not have had access to the Game Boy Advance. And also a lot of people might not have known about games like Ace Attorney had it not been for re-releases. Like, I wouldn't have known about Ace Attorney if it hadn't been like I found out about Ace Attorney like years after the DS was like in its prime. So like, and I, you know, the remakes, the trilogy and like the collection versions, welcome back from the ad anyway, by the way, the collection versions are the only Ace Attorney games I've played. Like, I've not played the DS versions, I've not played the original Right trilogy version, I've not played the GBA version. Like, the collection versions that have released within the past 5 years are the only versions I really know. Like, of course I recognize like the DS sprites, like I think anyone would, but like the collection versions are the ones I know. And so like, and if these games hadn't been re-released onto like Steam and other consoles, then, and like if there wasn't like an anime adaptation of the Right trilogy, then I wouldn't know about Ace Attorney at all. So yeah, I'm glad like a lot of like studios are like kind of remaking a ton of games from their like some of their most popular franchises, such as with Capcom with, you know, Resident Evil and Ace Attorney. Like, I'm glad they're like remastering it for like a new audience, and so that like more people can enjoy it. Cause like if we also apply this to Resident Evil, like a few years ago when Resident Evil 8 released, like probably 2-3 years ago, Resident Evil had a massive boom in popularity. Like I was seeing it like all over my For You page, and like the only Resident Evil 8 content I really interacted with was from Super Horror Bro. I only watched one YouTuber play through and like make theories about Resident Evil 8, and then Resident Evil 7 was also massively popular, and so it would make sense to like kind of be like, hey, there are other games in this franchise, let's update them, make them look better, and kind of like introduce them to this audience who only knows the newer games. You know that would make sense, right? And I think I think that's what like the kind of logic is with Konami as well, the Silent Hill games. And I am begging, I so wish for the Silent Hills project to be revived, but I know, because I have been watching so many video essays on Silent Hill PT, but I don't think Kojima will be returning to Konami. Neither will be like Del Toro or what's his name? Norman Reedus will be returning to Konami anytime soon. So I just wish that like Konami at least like maybe gives them the Silent Hills like I'll give them go ahead to be like, hey, hit make Silent Hills while we're working on Silent Hill F, you know? I know it's not that simple, but still, I want a PT. I want to see what the next PT will look like, even if I don't. Play it myself. Okay. Rant over. We'll see about that. Eustace, let's begin the investigation of the yard. Okay, I'll get some officers to help. That won't be necessary. Why not? I've already finished investigating the yard and won quite the prize in the process. Oh, well, I'm supposed to be the winner. No, you're a loser, mate. Your Honor. I'd like to revisit your theory from yesterday, in order to thoroughly disprove it. I'll caution you to choose your words carefully, Mr. Edgeworth, as I am sure you remember your badge is in my hands. How could I forget? You've told me several dozen times already. Perhaps you'd care to try a different threat. You have been warned repeatedly, yeah, and each time my words seem to have fallen on deaf ears. Allow me to make this crystal clear. The committee cannot and will not tolerate insubordination. Fuck off with the committee. The committee can go fuck itself. Fucking hate the committee. The fate of my badge and the whims of the committee are of no concern to me now. The only thing that concerns me is proving Simeon Saint's innocence. Interested, and spoken like a true defense attorney. In that case, I shall be equally uncompromising. In the name of the goddess of justice, I will strike down your case without mercy. And when I am done, your career as a prosecutor will be over as well. I hope you do not come to regret this. Fuck off, Gabrielle. Do I really like your design? Yeah. But you can just go fuck yourself, honestly. My theory remains the same as when I related it to you yesterday. Mr. Casterado did not see Mr. Knight's body when he passed through the tunnel. Bullshit. As such, the body could only have been dropped down the well during the show. Okay, that's what I agree with. We both know that the only one who could have dropped the body down there during the show is Mr. Saint. But did he know about the body when dropping it down the well? Because, you know, the pulley system of his trick. That's still your assertion, and you can prove it, of course. Of course you can. Who do you think you're up against? What Eustace means to say is that we received the final autopsy report just ahead of our arrival. Oh, fuck's sake. She really is a busy woman. Busy looking after baby Winner. Aww, he's just a little baby second place, you know. The victim appears to have died the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the night before the show. Yeah, I also wouldn't contest that. The cause of death is as stated. It seems the wound is 4 inches deep. Simeon Saint was off stage for a period of 15 minutes. There was plenty of time for him to throw the victim's body down the well. Judge Cavell hasn't investigated the yard yet, which means I fear there may be something of a flow of your theory, Your Honor. You seem very confident of that. But do you have any evidence to prove it? Uh-huh. Yeah, I think I just might. Okay, Cavell's theory. What about Simeon's truck? What about Simeon's little truck? Where is the thing for? There it is.
Objection!
Simeon's truck. Sorry, Your Honor, but there's something else you're gonna have to take into account. The well in the yard was rigged up to create a certain unique contraption. A contraption? Go on. You will recall that Mr. Saint was sent flying from the stage by the elephant. I do. Just before he was to be absent for some time. He was only able to fly through the air thanks to a weighted rope he tied around himself. Dropping the weighted end down the well allowed him to complete the trip.
Objection!
Wait, wouldn't that send him flying as soon as he set foot on the stage? It's simple, really. He kept the weight from falling by using a stake to keep the rope in place. With a second rope, he was able to pull the stake free, thereby controlling when the weight was dropped. We have found evidence to suggest that the original weight was replaced with Knight's body. This was done by the real killer in order to create an alibi. The estimated time of death tells us that the murder took place early in the morning. The killer could have tampered with the contraption in the time between the murder and the show. You're saying Mr. Sane himself set this contraption up, right? No. Well then, who do you think it is the number one most likely person to have used it to dispose of a body? Even you must see how this looks. If Mr. Singh was the killer, he could have simply done as Judge Cavell theorized, without these extra steps. Miss Berry. Yeah? Does anyone else know how Mr. Saint's trick works? Well, let's see. We had to get the prison's approval on what we were going to perform, so I don't think Simeon's the only one who knows. And then you have it. So, like, the guard could have easily known about it. Interesting, you have certainly been diligent in your investigation, and yet I fail to comprehend your actions still. Why do you not work to do what is right? The fuck are you on about? We are! We're looking for the truth. Is what I am doing wrong? Yeah, exactly. And so, who is it that deems it so? How can you not grasp even that? How can you not see that you are doing wrong at this very moment? You are a prosecutor and yet you aid the defense. We're finding the truth, Cavell. This flies in the face of common sense and you are breaking every rule in the book. I think only of what is right and just, and I think only of what is right and just, and act as I see fit in each situation I am confronted with. Yeah, and plus he's acted in aid of the defense before in Bridge to the Turnabout. So, in verity, you can go fuck yourself. This is the path I have chosen, and whether you can comprehend that choice is immaterial. But if you mean to stand in my way, I will fight back with all I can bring to bear. Perhaps the goddess of justice is testing me. Very well, if it is her will that we must fight, then I shall end this once and for all. Listen well, Mr. Edward, for there is another reason why only Mr. Saint can be the killer. Okay. If the body was moved from the yard to the workshop, yeah, then Mr. Knight must have first been brought to the yard from his cell. The only person who had the opportunity to do that was Simeon Saint, and thus he remains the only plausible suspect. Mr. Saint took a cage of him to Mr. Knight's cell. But why would he do that? Why take such an unwieldy object all the way down to the holding cells? Yeah, it is pretty sus. But we've all met Mr. Saint. That's exactly the kind of thing he would do. It's entirely plausible that he took the cage with him out of absent-mindedness and nothing else. It may be plausible, but it is no more or less plausible than him having helped Mr. Knight to escape. I need some solid evidence I'm going to get out of Budge. Okay, let's see. Let's have a little look-see. Well, someone else could have done it, since we did say earlier that someone, aka Lagarde, could have turned off the breakers. Mr. Saint is far from the only one who had the opportunity. Which opportunity are we talking about again? We previously established that the time code on the security footage was off by 3 hours. And from this, we can deduce that there must have been a power outage lasting for that length of time, during which anyone could have moved around the prison undetected. Do you mean to say that our killer intentionally created this 3-hour gap? That it was no simple camera malfunction? Is that even possible? It was completely possible to create a 3-hour gap using this, which is breakers. Our investigation of the yard turned up something rather interesting. A panel of breakers, one which can be used to cut the power to the security cameras. We also learned that the door to the power room may have been opened at around the time of the murder. What? Such a shame to see one so capable fall so short of the mark. Mr. Edgeworth knows what he's doing. And how does he explain the lock on the power room door? Oh yeah, it was kind of locked up tight, and the warden's the only one with the key. Those breakers are vital to the prison's infrastructure, so I very much doubt that anyone could have gained access to the power room's key so easily. Did you even listen to what Eddie just said? You are really not going to cast suspicion up until the only one with a breaker room key. Really? No, but one person could have. I beg your pardon? That person, the killer, had easy access to it, in fact. And what's more, their position here is such that nobody would dare to question them. Oh, there's no one like that. The breaker to the electric fan is in there. They would be questioned in an instant. There's one person. That one person, though, would not be questioned. There's only one person who meets these criteria. I can hardly believe it myself, but I have to follow where the logic leads. The person who had access to the power room key was, in fact, okay, where the fuck is her profile? It's here. Fifi Lagarde. The real culprit is... Here she is. Warden Lagarde. And also whenever I see whenever I see her name, Lagarde, I always just think of Fear and Hunger, cause I had a phase of just watching Fear and Hunger video essays. You can see it on the video essay playlist. But yeah, I just had a phase of watching Fear and Hunger video essays. I don't get as many Fear and Hunger video essays on my recommended at the moment, but I just had a phase of watching Fear and Hunger video essays, and I should really stop saying Fear and Hunger. That is annoying my brain. But yeah, I had a phase of watching those video essays. I haven't seen them anymore, but yeah. Oh, just look at you, aren't you the cutest little poochie blue? It's not just a pretty face. Miss Al also has quite a nose for sweet things. It seems he's smelling something very sweet indeed. And it's coming from you. Oh, darling, you're making me blush. I'm not even wearing perfume. Then perhaps it is the sweet stench of death. You're a regular poet, aren't you? I had no idea. But if I didn't know better, I'd almost think you were calling moi the killer. We are. We fucking are. That is precisely what I'm calling you. What? Warden Lagarde is the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, do you realize what you're saying? Oh, such a naughty boy. How could he suspect me? I'm the one in charge around here. It's like we're in a murder mystery, aren't we? But also that animal that's around her neck, I think it's a ferret. Oh, no, it's not a ferret. It's some sort of fox. Oh, wait. I'm looking up types of fox breeds. It's some sort of fox. Is it a fennec fox? Wait. I'm gonna look up Fifi's profile. Not profile. Wiki. Because let me see. Yeah, it is a fox, but though it doesn't say what type of fox it is, I'm just gonna assume that she has that the fox she wears is a fennec fox. Wait, what do fennec foxes even look like? Oh wait, maybe it's not a fennec fox then. Profiles. I don't even see the fox from this profile. Kind of, yeah. Yeah, you'd assume its ears would be bigger if it was like a fennec fox. Fennec foxes are just so cute though. They're the cutest type of fox though. They're just so tiny and so cute, and their ears are so big. They kind of reminded me of chihuahuas. This is probably only because I have 2 chihuahuas, and it's just like fennec foxes are like the chihuahuas of the fox world, and equally far-fetched. This is preposterous. I'm messing around with my moon lamp that will not charge now, by the way. I think I might need a new charger for this, but I can't be bothered to get one. Sadly, it is not, although I can hardly believe it myself. But this is where evidence points, and we must trust in the evidence. This piece of evidence proves that Warden Lagarde is the killer.
Take that!
I don't know. Your son betrays you, Warden. And here is your accuser, the police dog. Let him check a sweet scent that was lingering around Knight's body back when he was first found. He now appears to be smelling the same scent, and it's coming from you. Oh ho ho, darling, you're priceless. Really, you are. Your evidence is a whiff of suspicion. The Verity dear, do put him in his place. It seems Judge Cavell may have reached a similar conclusion myself. You believe this to be no mere coincidence, Mr. Edgeworth? I do. After all, she had the key, and the scent found lingering in the body is hers as well. We're just one or the other might be able to brush it off as coincidence. However, indeed, then it seems a conclusion approaches. Perhaps we should hear what the warden has to say for herself. Testimony time. We should, and when we have, this case will finally be at an end. You're all being simply awful. Stop looking at me like that. Me, the killer? How can I possibly do such a thing? Verity told me everything she knows about the case, sweetie. The victim died in his cell, so by your logic, I would have had to kill him now. But how am I supposed to have moved the body, especially as I never went into the prison? I was too busy with work, you see. I was cooped up in my office until right before my show began. Check it if you like. You won't find a record anywhere my having entered or left the prison proper. I haven't the first idea what harebrained theories you little scamps have cooked up, but I'm innocent. There's simply no way I could be the killer. Give me a break. Miss Out doesn't lie. Don't make it hard on everyone and just come clean. Oh damn, I'm afraid you're the one making things difficult. As I just said, I never went into the prison. If you think I'm lying, go check the records. She clearly wants us to check those records, which means they won't help us. We'll just have to find another way of getting the truth out of her. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, stop being a big silly. You've made a boo-boo and you know it. Oh, I just keep thinking of how cute that fox is she has. I think I know where to go now. Let's press that last statement. I mean, like, why are you so insistent that we check the records? Sure, maybe you don't go through the main entrance to the prison. My nose is so itchy. Oh my god. But what if you took another route? Oh, come on. Come now, sweetie. Surely you don't mean that awful, filthy tunnel they discovered. Nah, she wouldn't. Why until yesterday I had no idea it even existed. No, you had another way in. I'm certain of it. I really didn't require going through the main entrance or the tunnel. The route that you took went through this location, the yard, because she can go from her office through the yard to the prison.
Take that!
So easy. The itchiest nose. Through the fence? One you took Knight from his cell and brought him to your office, which just happens to be connected to the yard. If you had a way through the fence, then you would have been able to circumvent both the entrance and the tunnel. A good start for creativity, darling. And how would I have gotten through the fence? The extremely high fence topped with razor wire with thousands of volts of electricity going through it. Yeah, how's she supposed to have gone through that? The fence's electricity supply can be cut off from the power room. And only you had the key, Warden. No one but you could have done it. Utterly ridiculous. The power room is on the prison side of the yard. Warden the guard was on the detention center side. How would she even have reached the power room? Exactly, Verity, my darling. Well, Clever Plus, you dug yourself a real hole now. Ugh, If there is no record of Warden the guard having entered the prison proper, then the idea that she could have shut off the fence by using the breaker is out of the question. But there must have been some way she could have done it. Yeah, there must be. Maybe she had someone else help her. Take a deep breath, big guy. Lose your cool and you've lost everything. But if I don't find a solution, she might wriggle out of this. Hey, I said take a deep breath, not freak out and completely lose your cool. There's nothing to be gained by banging your head against the same wall, yeah? No matter how you look at it, Warden the guard couldn't have done it alone. Mr. Edgeworth, if you cannot find a... You aren't doing yourself any favors by obstructing justice with your silence. That was a reflexive objection. But now that I've yelled it, if I don't come up with an answer, it's all over. I have one more thing to add, if you'll permit me. Something that explains how the warden could have shut off the breaker from the wrong side of the fence. Yeah, because it's not as impossible as it seems. What enabled her to shut off the breaker? An accomplice, that's what we just said. She couldn't have done it alone, but what if she wasn't alone? Ooh, now we're talking. Way to flex the old grey matter, kiddo. I believe that Warden Lagarde had an accomplice. Enough. You disappoint me, Mr. Edgeworth. But what do you mean? Mr. Edgeworth has said nothing wrong. The inmates of this prison are all issued with security bracelets. What about Frank, though? His was broken. If you remember, what if Lagarde knew about it? The ones that raise the alarm if people go where they're not supposed to? I see that you have realized your error, and we are, of course, within the prison grounds. But not only are the bracelets worn, but even the guards surveil each other for signs of wrongdoing. And despite all that, no one noticed Mr. Caserado's escape. The only ones who are free to roam are the animals. And they most certainly could not have operated the breaker. No, so our accomplice must be human. Then who did it, given that it cannot have been a prisoner or a guard? I wouldn't be so quick to rule out either, Your Honor. The fact is, there is one person, someone whose movements weren't restricted, and I have just the evidence to show who that free roaming person was. Okay, we're gonna go with Frank's bracelet. This is one of the prisoner's bracelets. Indeed, a broken bracelet belonging to a certain self-proclaimed model prisoner. What do you mean? And who is this prisoner? Frank saw it. You know, first turnabout killer. Frank Sowett, Warden Lagarde's favourite inmate. It's strange, isn't it, Warden, that he was able to keep his broken bracelet hidden and wander freely around the prison all the while? That is pretty funky, and I don't mean in a good way. Thanks for the luck, Tater! It couldn't be the case that he was permitted some sort of special leeway, could it? Although you are in the habit of giving such leeway to certain others. I still don't know how to pronounce his first name. Bodhidharma Canis. Bodhidharma, for example. Bodhidharma Canis, for example. Because I've literally just realised how to pronounce his name. Because this part of his name here is just an already existing word, Dharma. Is Dharma an already existing word? Yeah, Dharma is an already existing word, but I'm thinking of... Oh, I'm thinking of the rumor dolls. No, I was thinking, isn't there something called a Dharma doll? But no, it's a Daruma doll. It's a Daruma that I'm thinking of. But yeah, Dharma is an already existing word. And then it was just Bodhi. So Bodhidharma. That is so fucking simple. How could I not get that before? Mr. Edgeworth, that is pure speculation. But why does a warden even have a favorite inmate anyways?
Objection!
In that case, why don't we ask Mr. Sowett himself? I'm confident he will confirm for us that he and Warden Lagarde were accomplices in this crime. If the two of them had worked together, a certain route into the prison becomes viable. The real route by which Knight was moved from his cell to the prison proper. Because there were two big obstacles in her path. First, the security cameras outside Knight's cells. Second, the electrified fences in the yard. But she was able to remove both obstacles in one fell swoop by having Mr. Sandwich shut off the corresponding breakers. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth, you've had your fun. And? Do you still deny Warden Lagarde? No, darling, you got me. I admit it. Warden? Tell me this isn't true. Sorry, Verity, honey. I'm afraid it is. Frankie helped me do it. No way. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. You got her. Nice shooting, cowboy. She'll be wriggling out of this one now. As Mr. Edgeworth said, I had Frankie switch off the breaker. But we didn't kill Knight, did we? No, sweetums. No, we didn't. What? Warden, explain yourself. Oh, Verity dear. I doubt your precious goddess will want to hear my excuses now. She is all merciful. You have but to confess and you shall be saved. Oh gosh, alright. I was being a friend. I had no choice but to do as he said. Frank? Who's he? Bodhidharma Kanis, that awful assassin. Kanis? How long has it been since that awful man came to head to my beautiful prison? I'll never forget the day he arrived. The moment we were alone, he said this to me. You should know that I have other dogs. Dogs not confined to this fine institution. Others? Yeah, very loyal dogs. Dogs who will do anything I ask of them. Of course he wasn't talking about real dogs. He was talking about his very human cronies. And then he said one last thing. I would recommend that you take care in how you treat me during my stay here. I wouldn't want to have to set my dogs on you. Or your precious family. Oh shit. I had no choice. I gave him that cell. I gave him everything he asked for. Everything? Wait, is that how he became the fixer? Yeah, darling. I obeyed his every command and smuggled in for him all that he wanted. Eventually I brought him dear sweet Frankie into our little conspiracy. He agreed right away, of course, because I made things easier for him too. So you were smuggling in contraband? How exactly? Once a week, late at night, Frankie would shut off the breakers. That allowed me to go from my office into the yard without being seen by the cameras. Then I simply dumped the packages down the well. On the prison side, I went back through the fence. And the dog would go through the tunnel. Each of them spreads with a little of my perfume. So that's what the sweet smell was. Yeah, it was a signal for Canis' dog. When he picked up the scent, he would fetch the packages and bring them back to his master. We had to make sure Rocco wasn't in his cell at the time, of course. Can't have been easy keeping him from finding out. Oh, we're all very much creatures of habit here at the prison, darling. Everything runs to a schedule. Meals, exercise hours, that sort of thing. We knew when he wasn't there. And that adorable little bear of his freezes a fright at the sight of Canis' dog, poor thing. So there was no risk of him raising the alarm either. She has oversight over everything here at the prison, which made her the perfect mule. With her on his side, Canis couldn't fail. Frankie would sneak out again early in the morning to switch the breakers back on, and our work was done. Apart from fixing the time codes on the cameras, which I'll do later when I got the chance. You have shared a great deal, Warden. The goddess of justice will surely take your honesty into account. I've been the most dreadful fool, I know I have. I'm supposed to be the one in charge. The day of Knight's murder was also one of our delivery days. And so Frankie, bless his heart, did his usual work with the breakers. But there was no package for me to deliver that day, so I didn't go out into the yard. So that's the secret behind the fixes system. And why she was. The police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. Even I've had to lend lend him a hand myself, you know. Heaven knows how many times I've called the secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me. But no matter what I say or how much evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word. That's why he was so like secretive. Or, like why she wouldn't like tell us. Because she was, you know, being manipulated by Kanis. That's why you were interrogating Mr. Kanis over and over. Exactly. I was trying to track down those horrible hench people of his. I bought everything the police had on that rotten scoundrel. I watched his every move and intercepted every letter he wrote. His letters? Then I suppose she must know about his correspondence chess games too. But no matter what I did, I couldn't turn up any clues as to who his underlings were. Living in fear like this, it's... Oh, you just can't comprehend it. As you have just heard from yourself, Mr. Edgeworth, the words of Lord and... I've seen so many spelling errors in this game. Like, how did this one pass by though? Because it's not just like, oh, it's a word that's been used like every so often, or like, oh, it's like a word that's like, it's like the first use of a word, you know. You know, it's the first use of a word in the game, so it's understandable why there would be a spelling error. No, Lagarde has been used. The name Lagarde has been used multiple times. How is this a game where I notice the most spelling errors, especially I think in this case? Like, maybe it's because like the other games I've played have been out longer, but then again, when I started playing the Apollo Justice trilogy, that was like a month after it had been released, and currently the Edge of Investigations collection has been out for how many months? Like 4, I think, since September. So no, 3. So it's been out for 3 months, and then there's spelling errors, and like, but like I may have found like one spelling error in the Apollo Justice trilogy, maybe one, and like maybe like 1 or 2 like words in like Great Sunday Chronicles or Phoenix Wright where either they didn't make sense in the context or they weren't spelled correctly. Wait, no, I don't think I ever saw misspelling in those 2 collections. But also they've been out for longer. But also that's not really an excuse because I never found anything in the Apollo Justice trilogy. And to be fair though, I played the Apollo Justice trilogy over a longer period of time than I've played this. When was my first stream of the Apollo Justice trilogy? And then what was my last stream of it? Cause obviously it would have taken like longer for me to play. Wait, let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find my thing. YouTube playlist of it. Where is Apollo Justice? There it is. So my first VOD, the first time I played the Apollo Justice trilogy was on the 16th of February earlier this year, and the last time I played it was the 30th of August. So that was over a 6 months period. While with this one, we've been playing it for 3 months, so like half the time. And I'm finding more spelling errors in this than I found in Apollo Justice. So yeah, the words of Warden Lagarde's confessions have cleansed her of all suspicion. Where I'm gonna post this on. Let me screenshot it. I'm gonna tweet about the spelling errors in this game. I should log into my Blue Sky on here, but I can do that later on my computer. Hurry up, shit, Twitter. And I have so many notifications. I'm gonna tweet this. Am I the only one doing? Yeah, I'm just gonna tweet out, am I the only one finding way more spelling errors in this collection and any others? And I'm specifically finding them more in Prosecutor's Gambit than in the other one. Like, I don't think we found a lot in I don't think we found a lot in the first what's the word? First game. But we found quite a decent amount in this game, so yeah. The words of Warden Lagarde's confessions have cleansed her of all suspicion. Surely there is no need to hound her any longer. Has she really been cleared of all suspicion though, or is there more about her to uncover? There's definitely more. I'm sorry, Anna, but this conversation isn't over yet. I think the goddess of justice would agree. So you mean to make her suffer even more than she already has? Unfortunately, her suffering under Mr. Kanis does nothing to prove her innocence in Knight's murder. She admitted herself that she knew of and even facilitated the so-called Fix's delivery route. I believe she used that same route to move Knight's body, and I believe that as well. Like, there's no way she doesn't have some amount of relation to Knight's murder. And where's your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth? It's in fact in that sweet smell on Knight's body. It's the exact same scent Warden Lagarde uses to signal delivery. What do you make of that? Well, that's because we've done it so many times by now that the whole world probably smells of it. Some of it must have just rubbed off on his body. It does match the statement that Mr. Castellano provided. I smell, yeah, always smell kinda nice down there. Nice? Yeah, I don't know, smelled sort of like dessert, I guess. His words would seem to suggest that the smell had permeated the well. You've been rendered speechless, I see. And I hereby move to adjourn this session of the court. No, what do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? What can I do? Is this as far as we go? Finally! So we're actually done? Yes, Eustace, it seems we are. Fuck the both of you, please. Fuck off. By the power invested in me, this court is adjourned. Yeah, fuck off. Who said that whole day? Who was that? Was it Eddie? Yeah, it was Eddie. Come on, Judge G, things are just getting good. Yeah, exactly. Fender, are you objecting to my adjourning the session? No. Would have shouted objection if we wanted to do that. You do you, G. Adjourn, don't adjourn. Whatever floats your boat. What are you doing, Mr. Fender? Don't worry about what I'm doing. Let's just all take a chill pill, shall we? By which I mean a square of chocolatey goodness. Anyone? Are you trying to get yourself charged with contempt of court? I mean, we're not in court though. So he can't really be tried with contempt of court. No, my bad. I just had a quick request to make us all. As Simeon Saint's lawyer, that is. Oh yeah, I had forgotten that you were his real attorney, Mr. Fender. I did as well, actually. I keep forgetting that Fender is an actual defense attorney, and I keep forgetting that he also works at Miles Edgeworth's dad's law office, and has still kept it as Edgeworth and Gold all these years. Like, if we think about it, I think, like, at this point in time, the DL6 incident, you know, Gregory Edgeworth's death would have happened like 16 and a half, like 17 years before this, because literally in Talking About Goodbyes, it was literally at the, what the fuck was it called? It was literally just about, it was almost, basically, there's a thing in Ace Attorney where if it's been like 15 years, if the case has been open for 15 years, then exactly on the day it's been 15 years since it was first opened, then that's when the case is like closed, shut, it's done with no investigations, no more bringing it to court. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, the DL6 incident happened 15 years before Talking About Goodbyes. So Miles would have been like 9 or 10 when the DL6 incident occurred. And so, and like this game takes place, I want to say like 2.5 years since Talking About Goodbyes ish, because I know there's like around a year between Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney and Justice for All, and then I think there's another year between Justice for All and then Trials and Tribulations, and I know it's only like been like a few months between Trials and Tribulations, maybe like a few weeks to a few months between Trials and Tribulations and Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth, and then I think it's only been like a month at most between Miles Edgeworth and Prosecutor's Gambit. So yeah, about 2 years roughly, maybe 2.5 years. Oh god, you're killing me, yeah. Can you blame us? You've been making Mr. Edgeworth do everything this whole time. Yeah, literally. Right, you are, which is why I've got this time to put in some work. Work, I should say, somehow. I don't believe you've worked a day in your life. Yeah, the point I was making with that, about it being like 17 years since DL6, is that Fender has kept the name Edgeworth and Co. for 17 years, which is crazy. Then let's say this is me doing some prep work for the upcoming trial. Mind if I question the witness? Now, amusing, but what is there left to ask? I've got a feeling in my funny bone that Thief's here has something more to tell us about the killer, Thief's being Fifi the guard. Do I? Yeah, indeed. See, as a major player on Team Simeon, I can spot a sympathizer when I see one. And you don't think he did it, do you? So tell us, who did? Come on, spill the beans. We're all ears. And I need to put my headphones. I need to readjust my headphones because it is annoying. My hair is being so annoying. I also need to wash it. So yeah, it'll probably always look weird on Friday streams because I do need to wash it. Like on Sunday streams, it'll probably be washed because I can usually wash it midday on Sundays. I can probably wash it midday on Fridays, but today we had no shampoo at mom's, and she'll probably have shampoo by then. So yeah, bye Sunday. Mr. Edgeworth, what's he doing? Oh god, my nose is so itchy. Oh, that's annoying. He's trying to coax Squad and the guard into giving something away. Ask yourself, would she go to all the trouble of sending Knight's body on such an odd journey? It's because she wanted to frame Mr. Canis. She did? No way. If he was convicted of committing murder here, That could have been grounds for transfer to another prison, most likely to a more secure facility, and where he'd be out of her hair forever, huh? Precisely, she saw her opportunity and seized it. No, Stain can't not be the killer. That's not fair, I was all ready to prosecute him. I know, right? But maybe we should find out what she thinks first. Don't want to get the wrong guy, yeah? Nice. Now Mr. Winner has to go along with it too. Well, Warden, are you happy to testify further? Of course. How can I refuse this silver-tongued devil? Eddykins, you have such a way with words. Just doing my job, thief. I love how Eddie's nickname for Lagarde is just a play on the word thief. Like, you know, THIEF. I like the wordplay in Ace Attorney. I think with Ace Attorney, like wordplay just works because like out of all like the kind of like from what I know of like other like murder mystery and visual novels, like Ace Attorney is like one of the more comedic ones and like kind of just one of the more silly ones. So yeah, I like that about it. I like that about Ace Attorney, how it can just be kind of silly at times and like you can do the most stupid shit and get away with it. Like, for example, in Ten About Goodbyes, we had a very serious, like, kind of aura around DL6, and then we cross-examined a fucking parrot. And then we had, what was it called? Ten About Reclaimed, where our defendant was a fucking orca. That is one of my favourite cases from the Apollo Justice trilogy, by the way. I fucking love Ten About Reclaimed. It's just amazing. Besides, one can't tell the truth without telling the whole truth, can one? I'm simply dying to tell all. Verity, darling? I'm simply dying to tell all, Verity, darling. Do say you'll let me. As you wish. Court is on again? Can't believe you've pulled that off, Mr. Fender. Whew, me either. Thank you for the timely intervention. It's the least I could do. Kay's not wrong. I've been leaning on you hard. And besides, the defense never rests. Am I right? Simeon's defending on us. Sadly, I think I just about exhausted my reserves of cool liar chat there. And we can't follow this up now. How did he ever become a defense attorney? I do not know. Which means you're up to bat Miles McSmiles. Show him that never rests spirit. I love the little nicknames Eddie gives to people. I need 5 minutes, by the way. But yeah, I love these little nicknames. I just love it. Actually, especially to Miles. Like, Miles McSmiles, that's like, I find Eddie to be like the very like affectionate, like kind of cool, like uncle. Especially because like he kind of worked with Gregory for such a long time as well, and I'm just using that like that, so it like kind of looks nicer. But yeah, I just like kind of how kind of Eddie banters with Miles. Fabulous. Then let's get started. I really don't think anyone could have done it but that dreadful man Kanis. There's no telling what went on between him and the victim. Perhaps he simply took a dislike to him. He's certainly the type. Whoever saw the details, it was him. He stabbed that poor man to death. And then he had his dog dispose of the body. That simply has to be what happened. His dog didn't dispose of the body though. He took the body to Kanis' cell. Though. The victim, Mr. Knight, yeah? I did him the most terrible service. Yeah, you killed him. I suppose you could put it that way. If I weren't such a sorry excuse for a warden, this would have never happened. And that's why I have to clean up this terrible mess. Warden Lagarde, as ever, your honesty is truly to your credit. I am certain Mr. Knight is looking down and weeping tears of gratitude. You've clearly never met Mr. Knight. Yeah, you clearly never met the killer. Okay, let's see. Okay, what do we... What should we have a look at?
Hold it!
Did we? What more can you tell us about those sordid details? But we all know that what Kanis once did for a living. I doubt the killing part gave him much trouble, especially as the victim was already injured. His neck, I think? Couldn't turn his head to the right, poor dear. That's what he told me when they brought him in anyway. They must make some sort of report for the warden when new prisoners are admitted. You seem keen for us to think you didn't know much about Knight. That's because I didn't, sweetie. And the victim was simply a fun target to that monster, nothing more. I expect Kanis used the chisel that was hidden in that chest set, don't you? Awful grisly business. How did she know about that though? Just imagine the man probably didn't even have time to cry out. I see, thank you for your thoughts, they were very helpful. Actually, I'd like to hear about them in a little more detail if you don't mind. Oh, Mr. Edwards, you're making me blush. I could chat with you all day. No. I think he's done enough with random women being obsessed with him. Oh, back. I don't look so nervous, darling. I'm only teasing. Of course, we can talk about them some more. Let's present the chess set. Okay, chess set. Warden Lagarde, you strike me as being more careful than the image you project suggests. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, please, call me Fifi, or Sweetie Pie if you prefer. No. However, I think you may have been a little less careful than you'll realize in this instant. Aren't you just the most adorable little creature? Don't you be embarrassed, we're all family here. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, don't let it get inside your head. You said earlier that you didn't know much about Knight. In which case, I find it rather strange that you know about the chisel. Well, of course I do, darling. Do you think we don't check prisoners when they come in? But the chess set was a present when Simeon visited.
Objection!
You're not talking your way out of this, Warden. That is entirely irrelevant, and you know it. Knight didn't bring the chess set into the prison himself. It was brought by Mr. Saint when he came to visit. Knight wouldn't have had it with him when he arrived. What? Well, I mean, of course, that when Mr. Saint came in, you checked him? I find that hard to believe, because if you did, that makes your story all the stranger. If you found the chisel, why did you not confiscate it there and then? As time soon, Judge Gaval, did you tell anyone about the hidden compartment in the chess set? I did not. Strange. Very strange. If no one leaked our findings, then how exactly did you learn about the chisel, Warden Lagarde? Because it certainly couldn't have been when you checked Knight or Mr. Saint on their arrival. Indeed, such a thing would imply an intentional oversight if it had been found yet let through. Precisely, so Warden Lagarde, and answer truthfully this time. Where and when did you learn about the chess set? If you won't answer, then allow me. I submit that you... Alright, darling, there's no need to rub it in. You got me, alright? Huh? I questioned Knight. That was when I learned about the chess set. But please, you have to believe me, I did not kill him. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, she definitely did not kill him. And I'm gonna check this Discord thing. Really quickly. What is it? Half-Life 2 is free on Steam. Cool. I need to moisturize my hands. You know, I was gonna start talking about Legacy today, thinking, oh, this last part took the captive turnabout. It's only gonna take me like an hour and a half, surely, but then an hour, 2 hours in, and we are like, I mean, we're close to the end. I think we've got one more testimony left, but there's no way I can be bothered to start talking about Legacy No, I think it's Study About Legacy. That's the next one, is it? Yeah, it's Study About Legacy. Can't believe this is only the second case and it's been so fucking long. I think these are gonna be. I think we're dead. I was thinking because of how long the OG investigation cases were. I was thinking, oh, we can get this done by like December, like mid-December. How are we gonna finish? I feel like we're gonna finish this like maybe start like end of December, start of January, maybe. We'll just have to see though. We'll just have to see. Imagine if we finished this game like on January 1st, because we finished the Phoenix Wright trilogy on January 1st last year. January 1st is on a Wednesday, so I'll probably be streaming then. Yeah, I'll probably be streaming then. And yeah, I'll probably be streaming on Christmas as well. This 2025, over these next few months, I'm gonna be streaming on a lot of kind of important days, I guess. Like, I'm gonna be streaming on Christmas, cause that's on a Wednesday, and I go off on the 16th. Yeah. Oh wait, I'm basically off for 3 weeks. No, but I go off Friday. Welcome back from the ad. I'm in the week of the 16th, but that's like my last week in, so I'm off for 2 weeks, and then I'm probably gonna be streaming on New Year's Day, and then I'm gonna be streaming on my birthday because that's on a Friday. I'm gonna be streaming on my 20th birthday, which is crazy. So yeah, and then I don't know when Easter is. I just don't know. I just never remember when that is. What's the next significant day after that? Halloween is on a Friday next year. And Christmas is on a Thursday next year. But New Year's Eve is on a Wednesday next year. But I probably won't be streaming on New Year's Eve because I might be at my mum's New Year's Eve. I don't know. I will update you next year if anything happens then. But yeah. One moment, Warden. This is a significant development. The court requests that you make a detailed statement on the record. Any objections, Mr. Edgeworth? Thank God it is so fucking warm. None, Your Honor. Thank you, darlings. I'll clear up this awful misunderstanding, I promise. Very well. Go ahead, Warden Lagarde, and please tell us the truth this time. Her lies are starting to wear thin. This is my chance to expose her. I said a question night, but it wasn't anything serious, you understand. I make a point of talking to every newcomer to our little home. Now it's no different. We just had a little chat, you might call it. But why would she question someone that wasn't technically a prisoner yet? Because he was in the holding cell. Unless she's just the warden of the prison, the police station or whatever the fuck it is as well. And after we talked, I had him taken back to his cell straight away. The more she lies, the more thoroughly she seals her fate. So it was simply a conversation with a new detainee? That seems entirely above board. Exactly, Verity, darling. I knew you'd understand.
Objection!
Well, I don't. What proof do you have to back up your statement? I suppose we shall see, won't we? Mr. Edgeworth, you may begin your cross-examination. My truth. What do we need? Question. True question. Press this, maybe? If he really had gone back to his cell, he would still be alive today. You really think I murdered the poor man right there in my office, don't you? But what would my motive have been, darling? I told you I barely knew him. I'm not enjoying my grudges against Kanis, but now it had nothing to do with that animal. She really does hate Kanis. Warden Lagarde, I must insist that you append this statement to your testimony. Yeah, he does actually. Cause they had the what was it? Where is it? The chest. The correspondence chest. Judge Gavel, I'd like you to take a look at this. Notes about Gale chest. What is the significance of this, Mr. Edgeworth? It was found in Night Cell, which is exactly where you said it. You saw it too, Warden Lagarde. But you didn't just see this game in Night Cell. But you didn't just see this night. Words. My brain is not braining right now. It is 20 to 11. But you didn't just see this game in Night Cell, did you? You've seen it in Mr. Canis' cell too. What do you mean? Oh, come on. Don't tell me you haven't taken a look at this at the chessboard in maximum security. I imagine you watch his every move like a hawk. Or rather, I imagine you feel that doing so is your only option. If she wants to find out who his cronies are, right? Personally, interrogating your own prisoners is highly irregular, to say the least. But as you said, Mr. Canis had found you. He put your precious home at risk. That's why you took it upon yourself to question him. You wanted to find out who his dogs were. And so what if I did? You also told us you read his letters, which means you must have known about one key fact, the correspondence chess. Yeah, you knew he was playing correspondence chess. And then who should appear but Knight, carrying with him a diagram of a very particular game. We ourselves used that diagram to infer a connection between the two men, and it seems you came to the same conclusion. But in your fate, you took your reasoning one step further. You surmised that Knight was Mr. Canis' henchman, sent to kill you, which is the real reason she had that chat with the Bronxter. If his boss wasn't... Words, please. If his boss wouldn't crack, maybe he would. And when you questioned Knight, you made another discovery. Further inside his chest set, you found a hidden chisel. The metal weapon itself. As far as you were concerned, the chisel meant one thing: Canis. Thus you convinced yourself that Knight was working for Canis, and that is why you killed him. I see you have no more excuses. Judge Gavel, your verdict, please. Much as it grieves me, there would appear to be little room for doubt. I hereby give my verdict. Bronco Knight was murdered by... Dun dun dun! Who objected? In the name of the goddess of justice, who is it this time? The god. Warden. Hello Ace, happy Friday, how are you? I'm doing pretty good, How are you doing, Ace? How are you doing? But I'm kind of tired at the moment. It's a joke. It's all a big stupid joke. You people just don't get it, do you? I think we've proven that it's you who didn't understand things properly. Me? Please, darling. I understand it all perfectly well. Thank you very much. I understand that there's a glaring contradiction in your theory, Mr. Edgeworth. You're just grasping at straws now. I have no time for this, Your Honor. Verdict? I am curious to hear what the warden has to say. What? I am too, actually. What's she gonna say? Your door, Verity. I just have one last thing to say. Then Mr. Edgeworth can declare himself the winner. You're wrong? I forgot Eustace was here entirely. Like, there are times where he's just running his mouth off, but there's other times where he just kind of fades into the background and he's just like stood there and he doesn't really contribute a whole lot. To be fair, this is his first case that he's introduced in, so I don't expect much character development in one case. You know, that is his, initial debut case. Does anybody remember a certain autopsy report? Of course, we received the finalized version only this morning. That's right, and I was listening to what you told us about it, Verity, even if nobody else was. You said the wound was 4 inches deep. 4 inches? Wait. Riddle me this, Mr. Edgeworth. How does a tiny chisel make a 4-inch wound? Forgive me, old goddess. I came perilously close to making a terrible mistake. Looks like your fairy is the one that doesn't hold water, Edgeworth. What now? I'm gonna check this Discord ping really quickly. There we go. What do we do? It'll be fine. Mr. Edgeworth always comes through. Right, sir? Looks to me like the Milestotrons. That's a new one. Out of commission. You're gonna say 2 on, yeah? Why don't you do something? Yeah! He's just stood in the fucking background. Come on, Eddie. You're as useless as Eustace. Right about now. Turns things out on their head with desperate bluff. Blurt out the first mind-blowing thing that comes to you. Look, detective, I'm as much the man of action as the next guy. But without evidence, we're up a creek without a paddle here. This might be the end of the road. We can't give up now. We have to do something. I'm certain that Warden Lagarde is the killer. It's the only explanation that fits the facts in the case. Yeah, it makes sense, and I've been saying from the very start of this case, Warden Lagarde is the killer. But if the chisel wasn't a murder weapon, what other bladed weapons is there here in this facility? It seems that we still do not have all the answers, nor the evidence to provide these answers. At last, we must wait until the trial to see this matter resolved, I'm afraid. Oh, come on, G. You're just giving the killer the chance to destroy the evidence. Are you calling the judicial processes into question, Mr. Fender? It kinda is, yeah. No, not me, nah. I tried, Miles. Any bright ideas? Fucking wimp. He's a fucking wimp. Come on, dude. Stand up to Verity. Come on. What is the real murder weapon? Since it's clearly not a chisel. Confound it. The discussion throws out everything we deduced out the window. Nothing to add, Mr. Edgeworth. Allow me to remind you that claims not supported by sufficient evidence are subject to the harshest penalties. Do we know? It's hopeless. I can't think of anything. I need more time. Loath as I am to admit it, You can't give up now. Remember what Mr. Fender said. Simeon's counting on us. Without us, he's... Remember how upset he was? He was devastated. Nobody's in more pain than him over Mr. Knight's death. There's no way he did it, but if we can't save him, who will? And what's more, he believes in us. He's sitting in that cell waiting for us to bring him some good news. And I for one, won't walk away until we have some. Okay? Gee, Miles, your little buddy there is quite the motivational speaker. And she's right too. When you find yourself on the ropes, think of your client. Picture them pleading with you to help them. Doesn't that make you want to fight back as hard as you can until the very end? Think of your old man, good old Gregory. No matter how bad things looked, he'd always find a way to turn things around and save his clients. And you're just like him, right? If there's anything to force a turn about here, you're the one who will find it. Simeon's counting on you. Reference. Turn about reference. Judge Cavell. You seem to have recovered your composure, Mr. Edgeworth. But if you mean to attempt a defense, I would advise you to consider the ramifications. You have repeatedly proposed misguided theories and have made numerous false accusations. If you do so again, I'll have no choice but to judge you unfit to serve as a prosecutor and relieve you of your badge for good. She's right. And I put forward a number of theories that proved to be flawed in one way or another. Have I made some sort of fundamental oversight? Wait, she said my theories were misguided. Nothing to say? Then the court will tolerate no more of your time wasting. I hereby, sir, Mr. Edgeworth, give my verdict. That's it. I've been thinking about it all the way. I've been thinking about it the wrong way all this time. My theories were misguided. I was being misled. Thanks to the hydrate, Ace.
Objection!
I think it's a little safer that, Your Honor. I'd say it's well past due, darling. Wouldn't you agree, Verity? Mr. Edgeworth, you may proceed. What? I'd like to remind you of a few things. The sighting of his dog Helmut, the fact that he wasn't at the show. These and other factors made Mr. Kanis the obvious suspect at first. This again, Mr. Edgeworth. You seem almost proud of your blunder. But what if the real killer wanted us to suspect Mr. Kanis? What if it was all carefully arranged? And what if the same was true of the chisel and our perpetrated murder weapon? Knight had been stabbed multiple times in the same place with a bladed instrument. What if he was stabbed with the chisel after the real murder weapon had been removed? Just to leave traces of blood on it for us to find. That's how the killer misled us into thinking the chisel is the murder weapon. But why mislead us in this way? Why indeed? Why make us think the chisel is the murder weapon rather than whatever was really used? In order to get Kanis transferred. Warden, you took advantage of what the chisel seemed to suggest. What it suggested? What are you talking about, darling? Mr. Winner, if I were to tell you the murder weapon was a chisel, what would you think? That Mr. Kanis is the killer. And there you have it. That was the trap the warden set for us. Oh, Mr. Kanis has a bunch of chisels, so she wanted us to think it was one of his, right? Indeed, that was her plan right from the start. To frame, Bodhi... I keep forgetting how to say his name. Bodhidharma Kanis. Your reasoning would appear to be sound. Warden Lagarde certainly seems to harbour a deep and abiding hatred for Mr. Kanis. However, I think you know what I'm going to say next. That alone is not sufficient proof that Warden Lagarde is the killer. I knew that wouldn't be enough. There's only one thing that will prove it. The real murder weapon is that we now know must exist. If you cannot prove your theory, then this conversation ends here. If we could just find the real murder weapon. How many times do we have to go over this? We searched the prison from top to bottom. Eustace is quite correct. No other possible murder weapon has been found, so I'm afraid you're at a bit of an impasse.
Objection!
I can still prove my case. Your Honor, because it's still here inside this prison. That this would have made sure that the security gate. I'm glad you at least remember what it is. Do you remember what it does? Of course I do. I'm not an idiot. The security gate detects metal, which means you can't bring anything metal into the prison or take it out. Oh. Precisely. If there's another murder weapon, it cannot have been taken off the premises, but nor can it ever be brought into the prison in the first place. And so we find ourselves right back where we began. Judge Gavelle? What I am trying to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth, is that if you wish me to believe that there is another murder weapon here in the prison, you will also have to explain to me how it got here. Alright, we know that the chisel was smuggled into the prison inside a pocket chest set, but our contention is that the chisel is not the real murder weapon. So if the murder came from inside the facility, then there must have been a way to bring it in. Yeah, the question of the hour is this. Can you show me this alternate route? How did the weapon Lord Warden Lagarde use to get into the prison? You borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation, is that correct? Why yes, sweetie. Everything related to Kanis is with me now. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled the secretive scoundrel into my office to talk with me. Of course, that's how. The fact that this is here with us shows how a bladed object could have been brought into the facility as well. The only thing bladed that Kanis could have had would have been the chisel and the Oh, the bells. The chisel on the bells. So I'm gonna go with the bells.
Take that!
Allow me to remind you of our conversation with Mr. Kanis yesterday. Yeah, it was but one of my bells. One of only two in existence. Just two? Two and only two. One for my knife and one for my beloved helmet. Exquisitely crafted, utterly unique. My ears are my guide after all, and I must be able to use my tools precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long been taken from me. So you see, there is a way for objects to be brought into prison or scrutinized, as part of evidence Lord and the guard borrowed from the police. What? Mr. Kanis' knife was part of the evidence in the case against him, and that evidence was here in the prison. I completely forgot about his knife. I'm not gonna lie, I was just thinking, oh, he only had two metal things with him. The bells and the chisel. And it can't be the chisel because we're trying to prove that the chisel isn't the murder weapon. So the bells, it has to do something with the bells. That's the only thing I can think of. Not only that, but the knife had a certain bell attached to it. The bell that was attached to the chisel. Correct, the killer took the bell from the knife and attached it to the chisel. That can't be right, the chisel only had Mr. Knight's fingerprints on it. Easy enough to explain if the killer wore gloves. She made it look as if the chisel was the murder weapon and then attached the bell to it. In so doing, she made sure that all the evidence pointed to Mr. Kanis, and who had access to the evidence from which the bell was taken? Why, only the person to whom it had been entrusted. Who was it, sir? Who's been messing with the evidence? I believe that would be you. Isn't that correct? What on the guard? Bells aren't exactly rare, you know. Anybody could have set that up, but the bells Kanis had were specifically made for Kanis. Like, there's only two of those exact type of bells in existence.
Objection!
Unluckily for you, that isn't quite true. These particular bells are unique because there are only two of them in existence. Oh, what? By touching that bell to the chisel, you as good as declared yourself the killer. But you don't have any proof that the knife was ever even here to begin with. I don't, not yet anyway. Mr. Winner, I'd like you to order another search of the prison right away. But if you do find something, that's going to make things awkward for me. This isn't about what's convenient for you. We have to find the truth. You're a prosecutor, aren't you? Well, yeah, but, you know, this worthless excuse for a prosecutor. If I had investigative authority, I wouldn't be sitting on it. Anyhow, it's not my decision to make. The warden would have to authorize it. You know full well that she wouldn't do no such thing. You have the power to insist on a search. Use it. Sorry, darling, but no about that evidence. The goddess of justice cannot bestow her blessings on those who lack the proof to support their claims. And we know the thing is, Eustace goes to, or has literally just graduated from, but I think he still goes to it because he's still in the uniform. He goes to Themis Legal Academy, and Aristotle means he would have still been teaching at this time because the Edge of Investigations games take place before Dual Destinies, right? So at this point, Professor Means wouldn't have been like prosecuted and shit. So he would have been still teaching, and his like main teaching method, like not teaching method, but like the main principle he teaches is the ends justify the means, right? Basically means do whatever you need to get a victory. Basically, that's what he teaches. So yeah, Eustace would have, you know, kind of slightly would have like internalized that, because like think about it, like teachers are like a big influence on like people's lives, right? Like, even if you don't think about it, even if you think, oh, this teacher's kind of shit, and like, I don't believe anything they're saying, you kind of still learn. You still learn from teachers who are shit, you know? Like, even if it's just like a little bit of information, or if it's like, oh, I'm gonna go look into this topic because this teacher taught it wrong. You still learn, like, hey, you still learn how to research because of that teacher. So yeah, I feel like users would have slightly internalized the ends justify the means approach. I think Professor Means was the professor of the prosecutor course, because I know Courtney, not Courtney. That's her fucking fan name. Courtney is fucking Gavel's fan name. What's her name? Professor Core. That's her name. Professor Core. She was the professor of the judge course. Let me look up. I think. And of course, Professor Means just brings up the definition of. Thingy. Professor, and I have to type in Ace Attorney after that. Oh wait, was he? Forget what I just said. He was the professor of the. Means was the professor of the defense attorney course, not the prosecutor course. And who the fuck was the professor of the prosecutor course then? Service Legal Academy. Who the fuck would have taught him? I don't know, it doesn't say. He doesn't say who would have been the teacher of the prosecutor course, because we only know of Professor Core, Professor Means, so yeah. Forget what I just said. The goddess of justice cannot bestow her blessings on those who like to prove to support their claims. Our work here is done. The rest of this matter will have to be settled in the courtroom. Now, if we give Lagarde the opportunity, she'll destroy whatever evidence is left. I have to object, I have to stop them. But what do I say? I don't have anything concrete to offer. What am I thinking? I'm never this reckless. No, I can't back down now. I've got to put everything on the line. I'm not a prosecutor right now. I'm an associate attorney with a client to defend. Simeon. Only I can save Mr. Saint, and that means... Even if my chances are 1,000,000 to 1, it's still worth a shot. It's now or never. Should I object? Duh. Yeah. I suppose this must be how a certain serial bluffer always feels. Oh my god, just kiss already. This man is obsessed with Phoenix. Oh my god. Oh my god. This man talks more about Phoenix than he talks about his own father. Like, Jesus Christ. Chill out. Regardless, I cannot walk away.
Objection!
Wait, Your Honor. This has better be good, Mr. Edgeworth. I've got it. Got what exactly? The real murder weapon, of course. I know where Mr. Canis's knife is. Do you really, Mr. Edgeworth? I do. Not at all. If I didn't know better, I would say that you were bluffing. You would me, Your Honor. I don't know the meaning of the word. Bullshit. Ugh, this is terrible for my heart. There's no way you could. It's not here, I tell you. Well, would you be so kind as to enlighten us? Where's the real murder weapon? Thanks, Mouse. When I say thanks, Mouse, I think. Somewhere, not even the police would search, a blind spot in the zoo. A hiding place that the warden could absolutely be sure of. A hiding place? No. Wait. If you insist, come on, Helmut. Open up. The fucking alligator! Wait, I forgot the metal detector fucking picked up that the alligator had something in her. Did she use the same trick? No, that's ridiculous, isn't it? But the more I think about it, it's entirely possible, actually. It's the most probable solution right now. How many foolproof ways to evade detection could there be? Mr. Edgeworth, how long do you intend to keep us waiting? There's the faintest possibility I'm right, but if I'm wrong, we stand to lose everything. Your Honor, this is where the real murder weapon is hidden. The yard.
Take that!
I'm gonna check this discard ping really quickly. Okay, there we go. Here in the yard? Indeed. I don't believe I understand. Would you care to explain a little more? Where exactly is the real murder weapon hidden? Here, in alley. Of course, that's what it must have been. Huh? What's the matter, detective? It's the metal detector, sir. It's reacting to the alligator. What? How? The metal detector was reacting to something inside her after all. Your Honor, I'd like to remind you of this piece of evidence. The chisel? Didn't we just figure out that it isn't the murder weapon? You might recall that Mr. Kanis hid this chisel in his dog's mouth. Would you believe that the real murder weapon was hidden in much the same way? That's right, the murder weapon is hidden inside the alligator in that pond over there. What? No way! We detected the presence of a metallic object during our earlier investigation. Judge Gavel, we need to know what's inside that alligator. Understood. Then we all need to summon a veterinarian. Why did I say veteran? Veterinarian. I'm sure I could get the little sweetie to open up for us. I'd be happy to give it a try. Please, by all means. Oh yeah, she's an animal tamer. She makes the most sense to get the thing out. Word on the guard, the real murder weapon is about to be revealed. Why not do the right thing and confess? I have nothing to confess. As you wish, then you can simply wait and watch as your lies are exposed. So, we got it. This has to be it. It's over, Fifi Lagarde. The real murder weapon was Bodhidharma Canis's knife, making you the only person who could have killed Brock on Knight. I'm not the criminal here. This is all Canis is doing. I did the right thing. Knight was a threat. He was Canis's lapdog. Curse that despicable man, Canis. Why did he have to come and ruin my perfect little home? We could have been happy forever if it wasn't for him. He ruined my paradise on earth. He ruined everything. Curse him. Curse that pitiless butcher. Curse him. She is so stressing right now. They were all foxes. Her coat was all foxes. I slightly didn't expect that, but also kind of did. Okay. We're back in the detention center corridor. I keep calling it the police station, not the detention center. Prosecutor Winner. Sir, the test results have come back in. Winner? I guess we've all been under a lot of stress. Traces of Bronco Knight's blood were found on Mr. Canis's knife. It's just like you said, sir. Congratulations on a stunning victory. Thank you, officer. Excellent work. You can continue complimenting me if you like. Yes, sir. Winner wins again. I think I'm welling up a little. With rage? Excellent work, Eustace. Just a few loose ends to tie up and we're done. Huh? What are you talking about? I just solved the case there, nah? Well, I've yet to confirm whether or not Knight really was working for Mr. Canis. It'll be vital to know if Ward and Lagarde will simply jump into conclusions on that front. Huh? Huh? There's Clueless, and then there's you. Well, then I guess we'd better get back to our investigation. Alright, officer, you're with me. You're about to see the winner win a whole lot more. prepared to witness first-rate investigative talent in action. Yes, sir, I'm right with you, sir. Can't wait to watch you at work. It's winning time. I expect this case will cause quite a stir. Especially with, the warden of a prison being convicted. The attempted murder of a president is news enough. And now his would-be assassin has been murdered. But Knight never sought to kill the president in the first place. The truth is not always as important as it might seem, Mr. Edgeworth, in the eyes of both society and the law. How can you even say that? You do not have to believe me. However, as a prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth is obliged to accept that this is the reality of the world he operates in. Being a prosecutor is about more than proving people guilty. That's what I believe. We are all free to believe as we choose, but the law is not to be toyed with for our own personal goals. If you refuse to accept this, then you must prepare to suffer the consequences. What does that even mean? Wait, you're not gonna take his... I'm afraid I must be going now. Farewell, Mr. Edgeworth. So if she's gonna take our badge or not. She's probably off to speak with the committee. Judge Gavel is right. There must be only one set of laws for everyone. But if following the law means sacrificing the truth, can I really do that in good conscience? There's Simeon! Simeon, you're out! And there's money. Hi, Regina. Is everything alright? They did let you out, right? Yeah. But I'm so confused about what's going on. Some guy just came and said I was free to go. And I have Mr. Edgeworth to Frank. You sure do Mr. Edgeworth find out who the real killer is? Oh, well, really? You did that for me, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh no, stop staring at me like that. I'm an innocent, I swear. Don't pull the rug out from under me now. Stop it, silly. It's true, he saved you. So say thanks already. Oh, okay, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you. And a great big Regina Berry thank you from me too. Mr. Say talking directly to me? Small victories, I suppose. Can I just ask one question, Mr. Attorney? Sure, I'm not actually an attorney though. But his dad was, so yeah. I thought Bronco was my friend. Not my best friend, I trusted him. But now? No, it's just, I never knew. I never would have believed that he could hate somebody enough to want to kill him. If he kept something like that from me, then he never really trusted me, did he? That's not true, Simeon. Of course he trusted you. No, he didn't. If he just told me, I could have stopped him. I could have told him that hate never helps, that he had to let go of all that stuff. Mr. Saint, I think you're forgetting something. I should show him the thing that proves Knight trusted him.
Take that!
It's the chest I brought for him. Knight had it hidden a chisel inside. I imagine he meant to use it to escape. What, you mean he was using me? No, he believed in you. He knew he could count on you to bring it, and that you would never be so untrusting as to look inside. I imagine that by not telling you, he was hoping he could keep you from getting caught up in this mess. Oh. Bronco, why didn't you tell me? At least you understand now, right, Simeon? I'm sure he does. He may not show it, but Simeon's no dummy. A good night's sleep and he'll be completely over this whole thing by tomorrow. That's not as complimentary as you think it is. I'll try. I have to, for Bronco. I have to show him that I can become the best animal trainer out there. That's the spirit. No. I love that little animation with Money and Simeon. I almost forgot. We're doing a new show soon. I'd love if you could come, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you need the very big circus is back? I'll be joining Regina on stage for this one, and it looks like Max is still in the circus. Great. Just great. That was sarcasm, by the way. I actually really don't like Max. That's why the very big circus is the biggest, most fabulous event in town. We'll have oodles of fun. Sounds great, doesn't it, Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, we have to go. Well, I'll think about it. Alright, Simeon, we've got some training to do. I think it's time you and Regent got acquainted. What? Regent the tiger? No, I can't. No. Oh, you'll be fine, silly. You'll never meet a nicer kitty cat. Yeah, and that's kind of how... What's his face? Bat got killed. But then again, Simeon wasn't the prankster. Isn't the prankster that Bat was, and won't, you know, spray pepper around him, making him sneeze and, you know, bite down and, you know, decapitate him. I can't. Please, Regina, anything but that, please. Another satisfied customer. And you did not do shit. It was the Edgeworth. No wonder you're just a co. Okay. Well, that was really something Smiles. Talk about pulling it out of the bag. I couldn't have done it without you, Fender. Without your timely intervention, she would have gone away. But I do love the little nicknames that Fender gives Miles. Besides, I have to thank you for even being able to investigate that case in the first place. Oh, stop it. Pat me on the back any harder, and you're gonna make me blush. I'll topple over. I suppose it would be asking too much for you to take this seriously. Seriously? Miles, my friend, I'm always serious. Anyway, how does it feel to save an innocent client? That's what it means to be an attorney, after all. To be an attorney. Gotta say, I had a blast. Reminded me of the good old days. That Gregory was standing there right beside me. It's been like a zillion years since I felt this warm and fuzzy on the job. That's good. Bittersweet? I'm not sure. Say, Miles, you ever thought about going into the defense game full time? Excuse me? You know, pick up where Gregory left off. Get out there and actually help people. If I don't get any big ideas, Mr. Edgeworth ain't about us to switch sides. Why not? Coming over to the light side's all the rage. Everybody's doing it these days. Come on, Mr. Fender, you know it's not about that. Chill, team, chill. Don't get it twisted. I was just asking a perfectly innocent question. No, you weren't. The heck you were. Looks like you got a mean defense team there yourself, Miles. Fender, I'm a prosecutor. Yep, and I'm an attorney. You could be one too. I'm serious. Well, I've said my piece. If you change your mind, you know who to call. I'll be waiting. I don't think Edgeworth will... We know Edgeworth won't become a defense attorney. Just saying. Follow my father's footsteps. This game is slightly spoiled by the fact that... we played the Apollo Justice trilogy before we played this one, and therefore we know that Miles becomes chief prosecutor. Could I really do such a thing? I don't think so. I'm going to become a defense attorney, just like my dad. Oh, that little scene of Miles in the class when he was defending Phoenix. There's Gregory, an attorney, like my father. Me? And that is the end of the captive turnabout. I'm gonna be so fucking honest. I tempted to start Turnabout Legacy now, but I can't be fucked. So I'm very tired. So I think we're either gonna start it on Sunday or start it next week. And yeah, I'm gonna close out the game. Oh yeah, we've got Turnabout Legacy either Sunday or next week. But yeah, we're gonna go raid out. Who are we gonna go raid out to? Let's see. Let's raid out to Kai. I think he's playing a bit of Goose Duck, I think. Which is I think it is kind of like Among Us. I think we've rated him when we've been playing, when he's been playing that before. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this stream. All my socials will be in the About Me section on Twitch, as well as the commands on Twitch. Those are only really active during stream. They are also in the description on YouTube if you are watching over on there. And yeah, go follow my Blue Sky, and yeah, I shall see you guys on Sunday for who the fuck knows. I shall announce on Twitter probably. But yeah, see you guys. Bye. Or enjoy Kai's stream.